Hey everybody, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear on this, what day of the week is it? Monday, right? I think, Monday. I don't know why I looked at my watch like it's gonna tell me. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I should have chat pulled up on the side here for a little bit, and hopefully we'll have some fun today. I'm currently in Anderson County, South Carolina, and yeah, we're gonna go do some storm chasing. So I think we'll find a lot of rain, maybe some spinning clouds, but more than anything else, today's kind of a test day for this format on down the road. And yeah, we'll give it a second to let everyone kind of funnel in. I want to see if I can put chat on this. That would make it a lot easier for me, if at all. All right, sorry if I went quiet. I'm checking some stuff here. Okay, assuming everyone can still hear me, which I think everyone can still hear me. Yeah, this is where we're at today. We are right here, kind of where I have my cursor up in this area, and we're going to be chasing some of these storms that are hopefully hypothetically going to move my way. So you can already see kind of some of the kidney bean shape between some of these, and that is the goal, is to kind of find those and yeah, hopefully see some stuff. So yeah, basically we're just gonna go ahead and hit the road. Sorry, I know I'm quiet a little bit. I'm having to check a lot of behind the scenes things to make sure we're still rolling. Like I said, today's goal is more than anything else to make sure that this works and functions properly. Can I make the map on the screen a little bit larger? Yeah, I can do that. Hypothetically, again, we're gonna test all of this at the same time, and hopefully we'll get somewhere. So I think if I go here and do that, do this, and then do that, that should hopefully make the map a bit bigger for everybody. So, all right, everyone, let me know where you're watching from as well. We're gonna go ahead and hit the road now and start chasing this thing. All right, let's go. Also, let me tilt this back upwards so you can see the sky. I have a GPS point set. And yeah, for anyone watching along at home on radar, I am currently, or about to start at least, driving towards the Iva, South Carolina area, where there's a little bit of some spinning action going on. So that is the current goal, the current thought process, and yeah. Also, by the way, off topic, I absolutely love QT. Let me tell y'all something about me. I don't know if any of y'all are from the upstate or Georgia or North Carolina, or I don't know where else QT is located, but it's God's gift to earth. I'm a real believer in that. So hopefully y'all know about QT and the powers of QT. All right, we're gonna let these people hypothetically go because my light's red. and there's a lot of people to my left, so I'm not going to turn right. There they go. They're moving now. They're moving now. All right, so again, expectation today is rain. We've got that. High-end day would be we see a quick spinner in the jungles of South Carolina. That would be quite enjoyable for me. I would enjoy seeing that. We'll see what happens though. Again, I'm not going to get my hopes overly high for today, but we'll see. And hopefully on other days we'll get a little bit less of these just kind of precipitation slop days. I know it makes it a little annoying whenever like the windshield wipers and all are doing their thing, but again, today's all about learning. We're going to learn a lot of things, and the first thing I'm going to do is merge lanes. And then funnily enough, actually, I think turn literally right here anyway, so that was kind of pointless, but that's okay. That's okay. Also, if you did not know, I drive stick shift, so that is always something I think is very interesting, and it makes storm chasing a little different probably than your average Joe. And I probably, in the grand scheme of things, getting an automatic would have made way more sense, but the decision was made to drive stick, and here I am. So, me and my manual transmission Subaru Crosstrek. I will make the windshield wiper faster. Also, you'll probably get the idea pretty quickly if you're not from this area. This is not Kansas in terms of terrain, so we're gonna be storm chasing on the back roads a little bit. A lot of forests. I will try my best to find a place where, once we get closer to the storm we're targeting, with less trees, and we'll pull off, and I'll move the camera in a way that y'all can see it as well as I can. But I do plan on going to the plains really soon, actually. I mean, potentially as early as this week or next week. And I think that will be a lot higher quality than this. But again, I had to test it out some way. So today is like a random marginal risk day. So I figured, why not? This is kind of the perfect testing environment, if you ask me. I will say, I do think later this week, and by the way, I can't really read chat and drive, so I think y'all probably will be able to understand that. But once we get to stops and we, pull off, I'll interact a little bit more with whatever questions you're asking. But definitely feel free to ask them, and whenever we do have time, I will answer them. But sorry, let me make this epic driver move real quick and change lanes before I keep talking. I think we're going to be good to make this happen. All right. 1 gear, 2 gear, 3rd gear. Ain't that fun? Ain't it fun to just shift gears a little bit? Not so much when you're hunting tornadoes, but it's still fun. So we're still just working south here on, this is US 29 in Anderson County. Trying to drive around Anderson because I know traffic there isn't going to be great at 3 o'clock. So that's kind of part of the thought process here. And you can see we are running into some pre-storm storms, if you will. So these are basically just little showers. To be fair, what we're chasing are also showers, but these are less exciting showers that we're driving through right now. We should be able to get through them relatively quickly, though. I'm hopeful, and we will go from there. So I think the goal is going to be to get on the backside of these storms because there's going to be a lot less rain there. So we're going to kind of have to, I wouldn't call this core punching because it's really just driving through rain showers, but we're going to have to do this for a little bit nonetheless. So the picture should become a little less fuzzy. I know it keeps focusing on the raindrop, so that's something I'll have to look into. I mean, there's probably a camera mount I can get, maybe that's less likely to do that. I mean, because obviously the closer to the windshield the camera is, the less likely it is to focus on the raindrops. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll move the camera closer once we get where we're going. Might not be a bad idea. According to my data next to me, though, we've got about 70 or 80 of y'all in here, so I appreciate it. Appreciate all of you joining. Again, today is kind of a testing method for this in the future. And it looks like we're coming up on a nice new roundabout, so that's fun. By the way, this might just be me, but I love a roundabout, but unfortunately the people I feel like in this part of the world, in my experience, are not as great with roundabouts as I would enjoy. I would like them to be a bit better than they are. so this is the kind, again, I know you can't see it very well just because of the fact that it keeps raining, but this is the kind of terrain that we're working with. Very hilly and foresty and all the things. Yeah, I'll definitely have to, I'll move the camera up once maybe if I find a gas station, we'll move over there and we'll pull over real quick and try to fix that. Also, just so you know, the map is it's fixed, so north is always north, south is always south. I have it that way just so you can see what direction I'm driving, so like it's easy to tell I'm driving to the southeast right now, or southwest rather. I know directions, I promise. So hopefully that helps gauge where I'm at. If I can eventually figure out how to get like radar overlaid, then we'll do that as well. We're just gonna need, you know, we'll need a little bit of time to figure that out, but yeah. Gas is $2.46 here. That's insane. It's about $2.80, $2.90 in Charlotte, and even on 85 on the interstate, it's like 40 cents more expensive than this like little interchange up here. The rain has stopped ruining the stream for at least a little bit of time. I'm going to pull over here anyway for a second though, and we're going to do some reanalysis of radar and stuff. I think that is something that would be very helpful. Actually, we're going to do this right here. Alright, then we're going to do this. Alright. There we go. South Carolina's national, or not national, but state building, Dollar General. Okay, I'm gonna pull y'all back towards me for a second. All right, so I'm gonna re-chat for a second. Tell me how that went. Was that good? Did everybody enjoy that? Could you see things well? I know things were blurry. I'm gonna try to fix that, but did the stream stay steady? Was the camera shaking? Those are all things I would love to hear. And while you type that up in the chat, I'm going to... what am I gonna do? I'm gonna check radar again, and I'm gonna let you check it with me. So. Can I set it to manual focus? I don't know. I don't think so. That would be cool if I could, but it's an iPhone, so let's see. I'm gonna go through the... Let's go through the settings here. Got movie, that just crops it. Camera. Okay, wait. FOC, I imagine that means focus maybe. Let's see what this does. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh, wait for it. Wait. Okay, there we go. I did it. Good question, Val. Way to save the stream, bud. We're going to give a dub in the chat to Val for that recommendation, because that worked lovely. Okay. Sorry, I've also got it playing on my other phone to make sure the audio is still working. All right, everyone. Well, again, we're in Anderson County, South Carolina. We're figuring things out on the stream, figuring out the focus, figuring out all the things I need to figure out. Hello, Norm Roberts. Norm watching from Bangor, Pennsylvania. Also, if you haven't subscribed, that big subscribe button in the top right is a live feed. So just go ahead, hit the button. We're like right next to 40,000. We actually hit it and then it came back down a little when things got super quiet. So do that. That would be cool. There's like 100 of something of you in here. I can't imagine all of you are subscribed. And we're going places. Going places. Also, no pressure if you want to donate anything. Just saying. But no, for real, I did have to put in a bit of a financial commitment into this. Getting the, by the way, check this guy out. Starlink. And I will probably mount that on my roof eventually, like of the car. Oops, I just turned the camera off. Hopefully you can still see things. That might have cut it out for a second. Sorry. But yeah. So that's exciting. We've got Starlink here. I'll probably have to put it on the roof to get better signal here coming down the road. I'm starting to realize that. But it's good to have an in-car mount. If it starts to hail, I can pull it in. So I think that's a good idea. But yeah, Starlink was kind of expensive. Gas driving back and forth, kind of expensive. So if anyone is so gracious and would like to donate, you can also donate through PayPal if you want. And I will shout you out in the stream. Phil P in the room. Thank you, Phil. Phil is a channel member. Everyone say hello, Phil. So is Jazz. Jazz was in here earlier. I don't know if they still are, but if they are, welcome in, Jazz. So yes, thank you to the channel members. And like I said, I'm gonna make this a little bit cooler with time. I'll try to get like a little bar at the bottom that like lists all the channel members and things like that. So you can become a channel member if you want. That would be cool. Yeah. This color says, is there any danger for Charlotte, North Carolina? A heavy rain and a quick spin-up tornado, not impossible with this setup. So, yeah. All right, let me pull you back here again. Let's do some analysis. Let's do some meteorology here and take a look at radar. Oh, it's going to unfocus itself actually a little bit because I have it the other way. So, you know what then? Let me do it a little bit different. We'll do it this way. How about that? Christy in Ohio says she loves this. Thank you, Christy. Appreciate that. I saw your comment this morning on the morning video. Also, like the stream if you haven't already. Everyone go ahead, hit the like button. That helps a lot. And yeah. Okay. Radar scope. That's where we're going. Going to radar scope. Gained a couple subscribers just now. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. So this is what we're looking at. It's kind of a blob and a mess. I'm the little blue dot. This guy is a little interesting. Now, here's the thing. The way these storms are built today, it's going to be so hard to tell if they're actually spinning or not, because any spin is probably going to be under the radar beam. It's a pretty normal setup around here when we get these very low-level SRH days. I will say, down south towards Calhoun Falls, you see how these are a little more on their own, kidney bean shape? That's what we're looking for today. That is what we're looking for. That is what should, hypothetically, get us where we want to be and potentially see a quick spin-up tornado. Could also run into flooding today. We've got a lot of training with these storms. They're back building, as we say. Basically, what's happening is the inflow to these storms is behind it. So whenever it's moving ahead, the inflow is kind of trailing it, and that's just building more storms. The outflow and the inflow are hitting each other, and we call that back building or training or trailing or whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of different ways. Yeah. So I think we might sit here for a second, give radar a moment. Let's just keep talking, make sure everything's still functioning. Hello, Virginia area EAS. By the way, if any of y'all tuned in from my Virginia Beach live stream I did back in February, that's kind of where I got the idea for this. That was a blast. I had a ton of fun doing that. And I know chasing tornadoes is a little more like, well, it's just different, and there's a lot more like go with it. But I still think we can kind of do a similar thing. And I'm going to try to bring in some chasing partners over the next couple of weeks. We'll get some friends in the car, and that'll make the conversation a little bit easier, and I'll have someone who can actually monitor chat and do all that sorts of things. So missed colors with the super chat. Thank you so much, everyone. Go ahead and put a W in the chat for that. Appreciate it. Every penny counts, because guess what? I've got this QT pizza. Wasn't free, but thank you. That'll go towards this QT pizza. And this big Q. QT, sponsor me. Sponsor this guy right here, QT. Everyone tag QT on Twitter. Tell them to sponsor me. I'm their #1 fan. I love them. Better than Buc-ee's. I said it. Better than Buc-ee's. So, don't know if it's better than Wawa, though. I went to Wawa. Good coffee at Wawa. But if we put them next to each other, I can make a determination. So hit me up, QT. Bill said he thought I said I was moving to Chesapeake. I would. I love that area. Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia Beach, that whole section right there. Love it. I would very much be down to live there forever. But we'll see what life looks like. By the way, everyone, I passed Calculus 2. Round of applause for that. I got my test score back today. Wonderful. B in the class. So, and by the way, a B might not sound great to all of you. A B for me in math is extraordinary, top tier, especially Calculus 2. It was my third try, but it counts. It was a B. It brought my GPA up. It replaced the D I got last time. We're back, so that's fun. Subscriber count has gone up a little bit. We're 15 away from 40,000 again, so help us get there, everyone. Also, I'm going to do a quick little Twitter post and let the world know that we are live in the field reporting on tornado potential. I guess probably would just be easier if I quote tweet the tweet from earlier. By the way, if you don't follow me on Twitter/X, you can do it. It's just GM Gerald Mingle. It's me. I post a lot on there, more than Facebook or any other social media platform. So. All right, I've reminded the folks on Twitter to come give us a shout. All right, still watching radar. It's definitely a line of mess, a gross mess line of sadness, but again, kind of expected today. Not to say we won't see something. We still got time. Again, I think these little storms down here, the storm near Calhoun Falls looks pretty good. In fact, maybe we need to start driving that way. What do we think, chat? We think it's time to start driving again? All right, folks. I think, yeah, Twitter X, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's go. Let's this little guy near Calhoun Falls, that could do something. Probably has the best shot. Also, just in general down there, Greenwood County. I'm pretty sure. Is that the sun? Y'all see that? That's a little bit of sunshine. That's good. Destabilize this boundary layer a little bit. We're all for destabilizing the boundary layer. Hazelhurst, Georgia, a little cell forming. Let's see where that one is. It might be the one I'm looking at and just don't realize it. Hazelhurst, Georgia. Oh, that one? That's a little bit south of me by a couple hours. So, yeah. All right, we're going to move south, though, either way. We're going to go down towards these storms near Greenwood County, Iva, due west, that area, and give them a whirl. Okay. All right, so I'm going to flip you back around. Oh, see how much better focus that is, Val? You are the GOAT for that idea. Thank you. Again, subscriber count getting very close to 40,000. Can we get back to 40,000? Can we get back to 40K? I think we can. All right, we're gonna get on out of here now. And, yeah, we're going to drive south. So again, everyone, the map is fixed north, south, east, west, so you should be able to get a pretty good idea where I'm going. And I'll kind of shout out highway names and town names as we go. But obviously right now we're next to an Exxon and a Family Dollar General. Actually, there was both right there. That's insane. Family Dollar and Dollar General in the same, like right across from each other. You know they're big rivals too. Like that's Max Velocity, Ryan Hall stuff right there. They're both right there. Yeah, we love a good little rivalry. That's okay. Although I don't think they have like a... I'll be honest, and I'm always down for spilling tea. I feel like that one's building a little bit. There's starting to be a little bit of a weather weenie rivalry ongoing. It used to be Ryan Hall ran the show, which is, I'm very, good for Ryan. He's done incredible things for meteorology, I think, whether he knows it or not. But then everyone realized like that was a viable thing and that we could do that and like we could all just, talk about the weather and like people would watch. And I think that's leading to some things. So I think it's leading to a lot more competition. Kind of like Oklahoma City's news market. If y'all are familiar with that, like Channel 9, Channel 4, like intense rivalry, always based off the weather. So I'll be getting some of that in the YouTube weather world. We'll see. I hope so. I'm always for competition. Obviously, I'm a very small fish in this pond. So, I'm not raking in the numbers. Either one of them are by a long shot. But, we do pretty good. We had a great winter. I mean, we went from, like, I think when Helene moved through, I hit 10K subs, and now we're, knocking on 40K. So it's still insane growth, and I'm definitely very grateful for that. So, but yeah, check this out. We can see again. It's not super blurry. What an awesome idea, Val. I'll have to message you later, and thank you. By the way, if there are any super chats or anything while I'm driving, I might miss them. Next time we stop, I'll go back through. Thank you. But if anyone drops a super chat, everyone drop a dub in the chat. If you haven't already liked the stream, like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And in 1.3 miles, we're going to turn left on 04-208. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's just pulling off to the side. He knows he's got a scud spotter behind him. Because that's what we are doing. We are spotting scud today. That is what we are doing. Oh yeah, this cell down near Calhoun Falls, excuse me. It's starting to look a little interesting. It's looking interesting. Alright. My GPS says the speed limit here is 50 and I'm doing like 45. It just feels a little bit less than 50. So that's okay. We'll always play it safe. Very lucky God gave me life. I'm going to try to keep it if at all possible. So, yeah, I do think it'll be a busy week though. Today's kind of like just the appetizer. Thursday could go insane in the Midwest if everything lines up. Friday could also be pretty insane in the Tennessee Valley. And then next week, I think maybe Oklahoma, into the Ozarks, try to get back into the action. So, it'll require a lot of guts for me to drive out there, but I will if it calls me. I'm also going to try to take somebody with me / somebody else take me. That's in the works. I think that would make this process even easier. So we'll see, but I'm going to turn left here now and, change course of action. Now check out this road. This is a classic upstate South Carolina. I can't see a damn thing. Just, heck of a time. cell signal out here. And Starlink's going to have to fight for its life a little bit because of the trees. So all right, y'all. Again, we're hitting some service issues. I'll definitely have to probably, and when I say probably, I will absolutely have to get a roof mount for the Starlink. It does okay in the car, but especially areas like this where it's fighting the windshield and the trees overhead, and I don't really have cell service because I'm in the backwoods of South Carolina, can cause some issues. So we'll see what happens, but by the way, if y'all can hear me loud and clear again, let me know. Going over the railroad tracks. Pothole, pothole. Starlink, I know you're obstructed, bud. We are in the wilderness, sir. We are literally in the wilderness right now. It's all right. We're learning, that is for sure. We are learning. All right, Starlink is contributing somewhat to the stream again. That's nice of him. By the way, I named him Scudlink instead of Starlink. I named mine Scudlink. All right. The good news, though, is with losing the what did we lose? Service. That's what it's called. We did learn that the backup does work. It does go to the backup screen, so you know that I am searching for the signal. All right. Update on the storms. We are getting there. Still looks pretty good. Should be there within 45 minutes at the most, I would think, probably. GPS says about 30 minutes we should be storm bound. So that's good. As for what town this is, I don't really know. If anyone knows where I'm at, you can let me know. You can let everyone in the chat know. I'm gonna let this Jeep pass me actually. Fixing the camera focus, though, that was huge. I'm very happy that that was an easy fix. Because you never really know when it's going to be an easy fix. You just don't. Oh, y'all, I think we're right about to hit 40K again. Y'all, hit the button. Hit that subscribe button. I also did drop the stream down a little bit in quality, just in the hopes it will stay steady. And because right now all you're going to see is a bunch of Dollar Generals, obviously. So I don't think are really as exciting of a view as Dollar General is. And I love Dollar General, trust me. About 25 minutes from getting a view of this storm, hopefully. So hang in there with me, y'all. Use my expert South Carolina navigational skills. And we're going to keep on trucking. Starlink is a lot happier whenever you're not under a complete canopy of trees, it turns out. So, shocking, I know. Alright, so we're on this road for 11 miles. This is Highway 413, apparently, is what they're telling me. And by they, I mean my GPS. So we're keep on trucking. Nice solid speed limit of 55. I enjoy that. I will go 55. And that storm near Star also looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Could hook up that way, but I'm gonna stay to the one down south. I think it's just gonna have more instability to work with. The one to the north is gonna not have so long. I think it's gonna run out of juice, if you will. They got a trash truck. Slow down for them. Yeah, so we're heading down towards like Loudonsville. There's a little cell there near Lake Secession. Again, the storm to the north also looks pretty good. I just think it's about to run out of juice here in a minute. It's currently pouring in Pickens in Clemson, for anyone who's familiar with the area. And I'm from Pickens, actually, but did not know that. Raised in Pickens, South Carolina. So that's a little GM lore. Little GM lore. Well, while we're here at this stoplight, now's a great time to go ahead and like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Yeah, you know. Yeah, we just passed Belton, South Carolina. Now we're kind of in the middle of nowhere a little bit, but that's okay. That would explain why the stream is in and out, wouldn't it? Such a South Carolina road. Just has the look, doesn't it? We'll say I storm chased in Alabama in March, and I always kind of growing up, I was like, that can't be like much different than here. I'll be honest, it's a lot hillier there than you think. And I'm from, the foothills of South Carolina, so I'm used to like hills and mountains, but it was definitely more there than I thought. Like going into Alabama on 85, like it's like you hit a little mountain range. It almost looks like you're in North Carolina for a little bit there. So that did surprise me. Again, nothing I wasn't used to, but still kind of definitely hillier than I expected. Especially in and around Birmingham. Birmingham was a lot hillier than I expected. I'll say storm motion today is nilch. Nothing. Nada. It's just not moving. Nothing is moving. y'all. That's storm to the north. Quick audible here. We're going to run a quick audible and turn back towards Anderson. Don't want to drive through Anderson, but one, the service should be a little bit better up that way and less trees, and I like this storm, I think. So, quick audible up towards Star and Anderson. See if it pays off. You can already kind of see the storm though a little bit. All right, we finally have a storm that we're looking at. It's right here in front of us. We're running into some South Carolina roads. That's okay. If you haven't already, now's a great time to go ahead and like the stream. The storm, but it's a storm. I think we're gonna need a hook to the west a little bit from our current. Yeah. Okay. All right, 2.5 miles. We're turning left. That'll take us west. That should get us where we want to be. So. Y'all, if my math is correct, we're 1 away from 40,000. Put the fries in the bag, y'all. Please, put the fries in the bag. That's funny. Okay, if you're following along at home on radar, this storm just east of Anderson, South Carolina. It's just calling my name. I was gonna stay south, but this is kind of Tornado Alley of the upstate right in here. And it's just kind of got the look to it. And if we get south of it and then look north, we should get a pretty good view of this guy. And I think it'll do us pretty well. So go ahead, like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. Had some internet concerns, but again, today's about learning. We are learning a lot, I feel like, so that is good. And yeah, that's basically what's up. Picking up on a little bit of rain in here, that's all right. turning left here. Should give us a bit of a better view on this storm. We're gonna do it with this dude who is hauling the mail, or hauling something that's oversized. Wow. Y'all see what I have to go through chasing around here? Y'all see this? It's a forest. Probably got little like gnomes out here that have magical spells. That dude's gonna go, and I'm gonna go. We're all just gonna try to make it home alive, so that's good. Well, again, that nice cloud that looks like every other cloud is the storm, but it's pretty normal on days like today. 40,000 again. Look at that. Well, that's cool. Thanks, y'all. We're fighting through the wilderness and the incredible... Let's see if I can turn here. Yeah, we're gonna turn in here, Miss School Bus. All right, we're at a place. We're gonna park here for a second. All right, everybody, if you can hear me, I think you should be able to. Here's the storm. I know it's not the most impressive looking thing, but we'll take you outside of the car as well. Yeah, LCL is basically below sea level today is kind of the problem. All right, we're gonna do a little... All right, we're good, right? Okay, awesome. Also, we hit 40,000 again, I think. So that's cool. Looks like we're still working and people are here, so that's good. This is the storm. It's kind of just a messy, long line of clouds and other storms. If there were gonna be anything spinning, I know it's kind of hard to tell the difference, but back in there is a little bit darker and a little bit lower. Again, due to the trees and all, I can't really tell if it is spinning, just the nature of things. But what I can do is pull out the drone and give it a look. So let's see actually if I have the tools for that. Let's find out. I'll get to see some behind the scenes lifestyle stuff here. Throw that in the back. Open this up. And again, I'll get back to comment reading in a second. This needs a battery in it. It's getting a little rainy again outside. We should stay dry enough, I think, that we can get away with hopefully doing this. Okay. We might get very wet as well. I don't really know. We're gonna find out. Also, I got a new phone, so I don't know if I even have the drone app updated and downloaded on this, but we're gonna find out. Oh, actually, what I just realized is since I got a new phone, I need a new adapter for the drone because this goes to my old iPhone. So we're not going to do the drone. But again, today was about learning things, and that is something I never thought of. That is important, and I just learned. So cool. I'm going to throw y'all back to looking at this sky for a second. If you look over to the right a little bit there on the right-hand side of your screen, we've got a little bit of a clearing that we should be able to get a view of if anything of note is about to happen. So I'm watching it on radar still. Also, some breaking news from the NWS office in Columbia. Confirmed a high-end EF1 tornado struck Langley, South Carolina at 3:30 this morning. So again, the atmosphere is capable of producing tornadoes in this environment. It's just a matter really of if it wants to. And you know, we'll see what it does here. But Let me get my phone back out and look at radar again. Any hook on radar? A little bit of one. It's just kind of this strung out mess. It's what you see there on the right, though. That's what we're watching. Actually, pretty good amount of thunder back up towards 6 Mile and Pickens. Velocity isn't overly exciting, but again, it kind of was never going to be. There's a little storm to the south here getting going, actually, in Georgia. But I think we're running low on wind shear down that way. Let me take a look. We're gonna lose Wi-Fi capabilities, but that's okay because we have cell service here when I do this maneuver. All right, we're taking a look here at SPC mesoanalysis is what this is. And basically, we're really looking at wind shear more than anything else. Storm relative helicity, to be exact, because bulk shear is cool and all, but I just don't really like bulk shear. Also, I just want y'all to know I'm probably about to eat a slice of pizza here in a second. So, I'll eat pizza on camera, I don't care. But I am going to turn the camera back to the sky for a second so you can get a look at things. All right. What was I gonna do? It was gonna be really productive. I know that. By the way, this is pretty normal for me, just like completely forgetting what I was about to do. This happens more often than you'll ever know. Okay. All right, now we can look at wind shear. Sorry, had to do a little side quest there. Helicity, let's do surface to 1 kilometer. Yeah, there's definitely some pockets of wind shear. Where we're at right now, it looks like effective helicity is about 120. It's about 120 effective helicity. And then effective shear, 32 knots. So basically what you see, these red, like, I guess, not bar graph, but whisker plots, I think, is what they're called. If the vertical line is within the horizontal red, that means it's favorable for tornadoes. So favorable, STP, effective, kind of favorable-ish. And then our CAPE is actually above what you would need for tornadoes. Running a little low on effective shear. We're on the lower end of effective helicity. and then LCL is plenty low enough as well for a tornado to form. So that's what we're looking at there. If we take a look at radar as well, I think that'll load. We'll see here if it will. Yeah. So what we're looking at right now is this little area right here. Again, it doesn't look very impressive, and it's not. In fact, we've got pretty heavy rain up towards Pickens and Pendleton and 6 Mile. We were going to chase this one and then decided not to, which looks to be a fine decision, honestly. So if any of these were to tornado, it's probably, you know, the one that we're on up here. Either this one right here or the one up to the north towards Sandy Springs. We'll take a look at velocity and see what velocity looks like. Yeah, the one near Pendleton doesn't look bad. It's just going to be so... Well, I mean, we could probably catch it, I guess, if we hooked north. Just, again, the problem is it's working into an environment that is so low on Cape that you would think the stuff down south would have a better chance. Like down here near Georgia. This one, that storm actually looks kind of okay. As for if we'd ever get there, let's see what it looks like down there. I'm assuming y'all can see this, by the way. I don't actually know. I have the camera flipped backwards. So, because if I go back this way, it's still focused on like what you would need for, like, you know, whenever we were trying to fix the focus on the windshield earlier. So it's going to be fuzzy that way. Well, I guess I just remember what it's supposed to be and put it back, right? Let's see, camera. Okay, 76 is what it should be for... Okay, so yeah, we'll do it this way. This way will work better. Okay, thermodynamics, Cape, surface-based. We are still streaming, yes, good. Yeah, there's actually some pretty good Cape down there near that other storm. Well down into Georgia, though. Wind shear... Let's do effective helicity. Give it a second to load. Also, my laptop is going to die here soon, but that's okay. Yeah, it just doesn't have a lot of helicity down there. Most of the helicity is over in North Carolina and South Carolina. So, just one of those days, and not all the ingredients are overlapped, so you're getting kind of just meh setups all around, you know. Like the storms in Georgia have way more Cape, but don't have a lot of shear. The storms here have more shear, but don't have a lot of Cape, which... You know, just the way the cookie crumbles. But, yeah, that storm in Georgia does look pretty good. Doesn't look bad. I guess probably would be better if we switched to Macon's radar. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Does not look half bad. Huh. It'll be pretty far from here, though. That's all the way down near I-20. Now, it's going to move this way eventually, but if we loop it, give it a second to loop. Give it a lot of seconds to loop, actually. Okay, there we go. Actually, you know what? It looks like I just want to split there. See how you've got two different cells now? So you start with a kind of blob, and then it splits one that way and one the other way. So that would be, if that is the case, again, that could be a split, or it could just be the downdraft made a new storm. But that looks a lot like a split. That would automatically suggest that it's a supercell. It's the only way storms split is the updraft basically gets tilted in a way that splits a storm in half when it's rotating. So yeah, that storm in Georgia looks pretty good. It's moving this way, but it's going to be a little bit of time. We're going to lock this again and go back to 76 we were at, I think, right? And go that way. Yeah, okay. So that is the situation on that. I'm trying to get chat to work again on my phone so I can read it. what we could do, actually, hypothetically. No, we can't. I lied. Sorry. I'm talking out loud. I'm looking at... actually, you know what? Y'all just going to watch me eat a piece of pizza for a little bit while we wait for Storms to figure out what they want to do. So, live pizza review. Everyone, dub in the chat for a live pizza review. We're going to be reviewing pepperoni pizza from QT. If you don't know what QT is, it stands for Quick Trip. It's the greatest thing that God gave to Earth, basically. Maybe not the greatest thing, but it's up there. Pretty high on the list. So this is that. So everyone go ahead and let me know in the chat what your opinion on QT pizza is. Sorry, I'm reading chat at the same time. Okay. Also, we have cherry vanilla Coke. We'll start with this, then we'll do the pizza first. So here we go. It's good. It's watered down by now because I got it hours ago now. It is good though. Out of 10, when it was fresh from the fountain, probably like an 8. It's one of my go-tos when I'm out and about. Watered down now, it's like a 6. This pizza is going to be a similar story though because it's also cold now. But, you know, got to eat something, so let's give the pizza a go. Wow, it exploded. The pizza exploded. It's crazy. It's good. Again, it would have been better hot. My only complaint with QT pizza is the crust. The pizza itself is good. The crust is a little mid, to be honest with you. Which, I mean, is what it is. You know, I don't make the rules. I just work here. Basically, it's a situation with that. So, it is good, though. I quite enjoy it. Yeah. Good pizza, you know. More cherry, more vanilla. Let's see. I would say more vanilla. That's how it tastes. All right, I'm still just looking at radar here, deciding what should be done. And the storm up north towards Pendleton is the best nearby, but I doubt it'll stay that way. Yeah, it's moving into an environment that just doesn't have a lot of capes, so you know, logistically, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to drive up there for that one. The storm in Georgia looks pretty good. Looks quite good. And it's discreet, so we'd have a shot at actually seeing it. What time is it? It's 4:25, so... Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of gas money, though. I'm fine driving there. It's the gas money all the way to Elberton, Georgia, bro. Christy's asking about how does the Grand Strand area look first week of June. Just too far away, Christy, to know, unfortunately. I'd give you an answer, but it would just be a guess, so I won't do that to you. I won't just randomly guess. Yeah, okay. I'll be real, though. The storm in Georgia does look pretty good. It's got some lightning. It went through a storm split. The left one's got a lot more lightning with it than the right one, though, from the storm split. It doesn't look half bad. Again, it's just a lot of... Yeah, that might be the move, though. Let's see how long of a drive that's going to be for us. All right. We're going for it. We're going to Elberton, and then we're going to hopefully meet the storm in the middle. That'll be the plan. It's getting better looking, and I just, I'm out of ideas other than that. So we'll give it a go. Yeah, okay. Cool. We'll let that charge a little bit. We're going to probably run into service problems if we... let's do it that way. That looks like we'll probably have a better chance of not losing service. Oh my gosh, thank you, Tiger Chick. Okay, we'll definitely go to Georgia now. Everyone dub in the chat. Everyone fat W's in the chat for Tiger Chick, because we're going to Georgia now. That'll covers the gas. Thank you very much. Also want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed. We passed 40,000 again, so we're now at an all-time high here for GM Weather. Yeah. All right, we going. Sorry, we're gonna sit here just for like a little bit longer because I'm gonna charge this battery pack up just so we can charge the Starlink enough to get us there should we hit some disruptions in service. So while we wait just like 5 or 10 minutes, the storm's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna fall apart between now and then. Don't worry. Let's do a little Q&A or something. We got 10 minutes. We're gonna let this charge. It's at 68%. It charges quick, I promise. And then we'll charge my laptop while we charge that. I'm gonna need to invest in some more power bricks though, because that we are learning. So we'll do a little Q&A. Anyone have any questions? It could be about the forecast. It could be about me. It could be about the plans of life and everything. Yeah, we won't do this for long. Just long enough for me to get this charged up. And charge is quick, like I said, don't worry. We just need to get it charged up enough to get us through the rest of the night. We do have someone else parked in this parking lot as well, so that's exciting. Check Twitter here, make sure that's up to date and good. Everyone knows. By the way, here, I'll do a quick Q&A with y'all, and then again, we'll hit the road, I promise. What do y'all think about, I don't know if y'all saw this, Ryan Hall's y'all watches? I'm not going to give my opinion yet, but I would love to know what y'all think about the Hall watches, or the y'all watches, whatever they call them. What's my car's name? Ruby. Ruby the Subi. She's nice and red, so her name's Ruby the Subi. Do I give up on the cell near Iva? Great question, Luke. If you're already in Iva, I would just go to the same cell I'm going to in Georgia. Do I think Lawrence and Greenwood, South Carolina will have a shot? Looks like models didn't verify so far. Yeah, well, that storm in Georgia is moving your way. And there's going to be more this evening. It's not done when the sun goes down. There'll be more of these storms. And heck, we had a tornado, almost an EF2, almost a significant tornado, by the way, last night at 3:30 in the morning. Not far from Columbia and Augusta, that general area. So definitely don't count yourself just fine and done for the day if you haven't seen a storm yet. I'm just south of Anderson, South Carolina right now. This is charging quickly, giving it another 5 more minutes, and then we're going to drive towards Elberton to meet this storm in Georgia. Do I plan on being full-time or a side hobby 2 to 3 years from now? If I can make this a full-time gig, I will. I just don't know what it'll look like. You know, people like Tiger Chick help a lot make this more of a full-time thing. So that's, and I don't say that because I'm trying to steal your money. That's just like how it is. Like, I got bills to pay. So if you want me to do this full-time, I just, need the support from y'all. But I've already got a ton of support from y'all, so I'm very grateful that y'all are even watching. That does mean the world to me. What part of North Carolina is affected? A lot of rain in the mountains. Could see a quick spin up really anywhere in the state now into tomorrow. Yeah, so y'all seem to like the y'all watches. I'll be honest, I do too. I love the idea of it. I don't know their protocol and all on how they do it, but I like the idea of it. I'm always a big proponent on the fact that NWS does a great job. Love everything they do. But it also is good to have other people, give you a heads up. You don't need just the National Weather Service to give you a heads up for it to count. All right. Laptop is about out of juice. That's okay. Thank you. Again, we're very grateful to pass 40,000, and we are now gonna hit the road again and keep on going. So, let me plug in the Starlink. That should fire up. We should connect to it. Let me recharge my laptop some. Actually, no, we'll just go without the laptop for the rest of time. Let me charge my phone some, actually. All right, just letting the Starlink boot up for a second, and then we are going to drive to Georgia. Not too far from here. I might actually stay home tonight. By home, I mean Pickens home, instead of driving all the way back to Charlotte. So we'll see how that unfolds. Got this drink. Up the road. Starlink is still booting up. Just give her a second. It just takes about 5 minutes or so to boot up. So, yeah. All right, looks like we are connected to Starlink, so we should have internet and cell service, hypothetically, although again, I really need to put Starlink on the roof of my car instead. Okay. All right, y'all, again, if we lose service, we're still in the testing phases of this, so I apologize ahead of time for any potential loss in service. again. Stream's gonna cut in and out for a second. We're trucking along. I think the service should hopefully be a little bit better now that we're back on the main road. Got less trees and just generally better cell service probably. So. Yeah, we're starting to see some sun. This is a really good sign for that storm back in Georgia. Texas sun. For today to be a testing day, and obviously it's not over, we're still going to get this storm hopefully in Georgia. This has been really fun and successful, and I've definitely learned things about streaming in the middle of nowhere and some of the challenges with it. And that's gonna be part of the process, y'all. It's just part of the process. But yeah, we got some sun coming out. That is a sign of instability, as they say. So again, if you haven't already, like the stream, go ahead and like the stream, subscribe, hit the bell for the latest notifications, all those things. I don't know if y'all can tell that there is sun coming out or not, but there is sun coming out. Wow. Yeah, a lot of clearing above us right now. Y'all see the blue? Everyone put blue in chat. B-L-U-E, blue. That's what we're going for, blue skies. Which I know sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, that'll only make this Georgia storm better. Stone's Throw Avenue, that's a fun name for a road. Right, and then it's gonna be left up here on Smith McGee Road. Cannot make these road names up, you really can't. Y'all know that one? Oh, these are much nicer, better roads, if I do say so myself. Y'all, we got a special weather statement on our storm. It's getting serious. It's getting serious. Little weather pun there. Yeah, this'll play. This'll play. This'll be worth it, I think. Unfortunately, Starlink kind of gave up on us a little bit, so we're gonna have to ride the cell service for a while and hope and pray that Starlink comes back. I don't know why she gave up, but she did, so. that's fine. Oh, so that's fine. this doesn't always stop. So yeah, I'll let it go here. All right, y'all. I know we're in and out a ton. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep going a little bit longer. A heck of a storm, though. What was one storm has now turned into multiple storms, for what it's worth. In true Georgia fashion, this entire road is under construction. Alright, if we could find a gas station or something, that would be helpful to our cause. Take a look at this storm on the right. One on the right and one on the left, to be fair. But alright, we're gonna go slow here so this guy can pass us, because I know he's tired of driving behind us. So go ahead, bud. Storm on the right's got a chance of doing something exciting, and we're still driving towards the big behemoth storm down in Elberton. This is a new storm actually from the original target that popped up. Yeah, everyone, I know, sorry the stream cut out. It's just part of, chasing in the jungles. We're gonna learn, we'll figure it out. But we're back on what seems to be a pretty main road, so should help. Right now, we're also just kind of looking for like a gas station or something to get a better look at some of these storms. I'm coming into Elberton, Georgia now from the north. There's a storm to the east of us. That's the one you see on the right. And then the dead ahead is kind of the big one that we were originally chasing. Pretty feisty storm there on the right. Y'all can't see it super well yet, but once we pull over, yeah, the storm on the right is giving the look that you want to see. She's definitely giving the look you want to see. I don't think we're going to get a view from this Quick Mart, are we? Let's see if Quick Mart can supply us a look of the sky. I'm not very hopeful, but there is a chance, so we'll give it a look. Right, you can see that storm all right from here. Sorry, we're about to hit Elberton too, so I don't know, maybe Elberton has like a view somewhere that will help us. Yeah, if you look up here on the right, this storm right here, looking a little fishy. Ooh, that would have been a great place to pull off, actually. But here. Yeah, this cluster of storms looks pretty good from a visual perspective and on radar. Definitely the best looking storms we've seen today. Unfortunately, if you couldn't tell, but Elberton is not necessarily like the most Kansas-like place in the world, so we're gonna see if we can find some sort of view. We just had a lightning bolt to the right, so that's a good sign. Yeah, let's see if there's some sort of farm road out here, right? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, there is the storm on the right. Now there's a storm to the right of us. There's one kind of on the left a little, some dead ahead. So there's definitely a good clustering here. Now we're in a populated area, so hopefully we'll keep service a little bit better. We'll see. Unfortunately, we're just probably not going to get the best look. We might just kind of have to drive right into it, honestly. Oh, nice lightning bolt to the right just now. Yeah, we're gonna go that way to the right. You know, cell signal is surprisingly bad in Elberton. You would think, like, it would be better, but we're hearing thunder, we're seeing lightning. Starlink's kind of saving us right now a little bit. This is the longest red light of all time, bro. Put the fries in the bag, light. Thank you. All right, there's a little bit of a clearing here. Just enough of one that I want to get a look at the storm. So let's see what it looks like. Kind of. I think if we park right here, maybe we can get a semi-okay view. All right. All right, y'all, this is the storm. Make sure my car is in park. Again, unfortunately, this is about as good of a look as we're going to get given the conditions. Yeah, let's... We're hearing thunder, we're hearing, well, we're not hearing lightning, but we're hearing the thunder, that's for sure. Turn right, go about a mile to the ramp. Georgia 17 ramp west of Elberton. Okay, we have inside knowledge. We can make that, there we go. All right, we're going up the road, half a mile. According to sources, somebody in the chat, we've got a way better view up this way. So I will trust that. Cluster of traffic right here. Definitely got some dangly bits, that is for sure. Oh yeah, this is definitely a much better view, that is for sure. It's more shelf cloud than wall cloudy right now. Wowzers. All right, everyone, get your look now, because this is probably the best one we're gonna get. Wow, yeah, it's quite the structure fest over here. Okay, I think this gas station up here might do us right. Now that might be a wall cloud right there, actually. It looks like it's got inflow into it, so let's pull into this gas station and see what's up. Actually, no, we're gonna do this parking lot up here. This parking lot up here looks a little bit better. Okay, now we're gonna pull in here. Southern Natural Stone and Landscape. All right, y'all, this is the storm. Definitely had a good view back there. I just didn't want to pull over to the side and park right there. It's kind of like rush hour traffic right now, so. All right, I might get y'all out of the car here for a second with me, and we can take a look at this. Again, if you haven't already liked the stream, like the stream, subscribe everybody, hit the bell for the latest notifications. Y'all know the drill, and let's get y'all out of the car with me a little bit here and try to do a little bit of storm analysis on this thing. All right, so from what I can tell, let me pull up radar as well so I know what the heck I'm looking at here. Yeah. All right, yeah, so just issued a special weather statement on this storm right here. This is all the shelf cloud, also known as the forward flank of the storm. So basically a bunch of rain, actually, no, let me flip this around. So basically a bunch of rain-cooled air is splatting the ground right here and pushing it out towards where we're at in Elberton, or just north of Elberton. So all this is probably gonna kind of parallel us right now and eventually work this way. If there was going to be a tornado, and you can hear the thunder a little bit, it would probably be, and I might have to get a little bit closer to everything here, but be back in that corner. If there is a tornado, it's way back in that corner. So right now, I'm not seeing signs of a tornado, but this is definitely the most impressive storm we've seen today, way better than what we saw earlier in South Carolina. So worth the drive for sure. Thank you for the donation, by the way. And if you want to donate more so I can get back home, everybody, that would also be very appreciated. But either way, beautiful looking storm here. We're gonna hang out for a little bit because we've got service. We can see what's going on, and that's a beautiful thing. So let's keep it like that for a second. I'm gonna check radar again. What we can also do to make sure that we keep service is get Starlink out of the car. So let's do that as well. We're gonna see. Actually, we're gonna turn around because I think we'll get a better view of what's coming our direction. So let me do that real quick. We're gonna stay in this parking lot, just turn around in a way that might give us a slightly better view. All right, we got Starlink sitting on the roof of the car now. Hopefully she likes that a little bit more. Where's my other phone? Right here. Yeah, so, I mean, we're looking right into the core of the storm right now. Temperature is 73 right here at this moment in time. Good question. Y'all, there's the most and some of y'all probably know this just by looking at it, there's the most random tornado warning of all time in North Carolina right now. I'm not mad about not being there because you wouldn't really be able to see it anyway. I can basically guarantee you that. Welcome in, everyone new to the stream. We're in Elberton, Georgia right now, where it is beginning to rain. Could get a little bit of hail here. So we're gonna sit here, see if we get some hail. There's a nice little hook on this storm. Again, if it'll basically move right over us if it feels so much like it wants to drop a tornado. Definitely been a pretty big uptick in CGs with this storm. And then there's one right behind it near Comer and Carlton, Georgia. Both of those towns definitely about to get a nice little storm. Now this isn't a little bit of a radar hole. We're kind of sandwiched between GSP, Atlanta, and Macon. Now we're closer to GSP than any of them, but still not like close enough that this is like a slam dunk look at the storm from the radar side at least. I've got Starlink on the roof of the car right now, just sitting in the rain. But right now I've got enough cell signal here that Starlink's not really having to do much of anything. Oh, I don't know if y'all saw that one. That was a pretty big bolt. I think it was a little too far right from the camera for you to see it, but... Oh, yes. Yes, I love that sound so much. Hopefully y'all heard that. That was a nice bolt of lightning. Yeah, I'm in northeast Georgia right now. Not far from Athens, but in Elberton. So if you're not from this area, Athens is probably the closest big city. Let me Starlink back in the car real quick. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's storming. I mean, I can definitely confirm it is indeed storming. Let's plug this in. Yeah, we'll probably get on the move again here in a second. Well, I'm gonna assume y'all can hear that it's raining, so there's the GM update of the day. Trying to see if we can get any hail out of this storm. I'm in Elberton, Georgia, everybody. Elberton, Georgia. For anyone new joining in. Watching the storm on radar, I mean, it really hasn't changed its structure all that much. And that's kind of what I'm seeing on the ground. Like I said, that forward flank of it has definitely moved over us now, so we're getting more into the core of it. The area of rotation that there would be will eventually kind of pass towards us. We might make a run again here and start moving again. I do see the tornado warning in North Carolina. Again, I have no problem not being there for it because it's just going to be a rain-wrapped mess in the middle of the jungle. So we're really not too worried about missing out on that one, but definitely is some rotation. I'm looking at it on radar. It looks like a storm. All right, I think we're gonna get behind these storms a little bit more. So we're gonna move a little bit further south and get behind these storms a little bit. Haven't gotten any hail out of this one, at least yet, so I don't know if that's a sign of more to come or what, but we'll see. Hey Rowan, what's up? Hope your first day of big boy work was enjoyable, Rowan. Everyone say hi to Rowan in the chat. He is also a meteorology major at UNC Charlotte. So we're sitting in Elberton. And all these storms are storming, that's for sure. I think the storm to the south is probably the best looking one. It might have a little bit of hail in it, so we might go try to get a little, maybe some pea-sized hail. I think that would be exciting. Maybe we could all enjoy some pea-sized hail. All right. Yeah, we're gonna move south a little bit. All right, y'all, I'm going to set a goal, a super chat goal. If we reach it, we're going to go rainbow chasing. And I'll give you the sorry, I'm typing. We'll go rainbow chasing after these storms, a little closer to sunset, if we hit the goal. I'll tell you how you can find a rainbow whenever a storm moves through. I'll give you the mechanics of it. So with that said, though, either way, we are going to start moving again. And with that said, also, we might lose service again a little bit. So don't be completely shocked if we go in and out a little bit. We're going to try to see if we can get a better look at the backside of some of these storms. I think that might be beneficial to us. Also, we might move back into South Carolina because some more storms are coming out of the south here. That could get interesting down the road. Like a storm over, I guess, Tignal, maybe is how you say it, Tignal, something like that. Georgia looks pretty good. Ooh, did y'all hear that thunder? The sun's coming out a little bit, so looks like this storm has passed us by a little bit. Sorry, I'll keep doing some radar analysis here. Because, I mean, honestly, we could... I guess I can put the camera back on me for a second. Well, no, I'll keep it forward, because you can kind of see the storm pretty good, now that I look at it. We kind of have a couple different options. I mean, we're looking at this storm right now that's moving towards us. This is a new storm. And actually, let me get a little look here. That actually might be spinning a little bit. This section right here, that might be spinning a little bit. Yeah, that's an area coming up north. So let's just sit here and watch this for a second, because this could get interesting. Scud spotters in full force today, everybody. We're all out and about looking at the storms. Yeah, we have a real outbreak of Scud today, everybody. This is a PDS Scud outbreak. We're going to sit here for a little bit longer. It just makes sense to let the storms move over us and then kind of just follow them back, honestly. Yeah, the Tignal storm definitely looks the best right now. At the very least, it has the strongest updraft. These storms are very cyclical today, though. Wow, the storm near Danielsville also looks pretty insane. It's definitely a left splitter. It's moving to the left. Storm moving into Athens looks okay. I mean, they all kind of just look the same right now. I mean, there's not like a single storm that's outpacing the rest, if you will. Yeah, we're just living the dream right now, y'all. I will say though, I think this setup, I'm just going to talk for a little bit here while we kind of figure out what's happening. I do think this setup will come in really handy during hurricane season and next winter. Hopefully we can do a little bit more storm chasing of both of those types of things. That'll be fun. So I'm not going anywhere yet today, but just looking ahead and thinking ahead. So yeah, also need to work on brainstorming. I do definitely need a mount for Starlink on the roof. I'll also have to talk to people and see if like that even works that well in the trees, because as y'all saw, granted it's on my dash, so it's already getting obstructed anyway, but in the trees, like nilch, nada, coming from our boy Scudlink over here. So there will be that, and then a way to power it, because right now I'm using just this brick, but this brick dies is the problem, and the pass-through charging from my car to the brick doesn't keep up with the output going to the Scud, to the Scudlink there, or yeah, Scudlink, that's what we named it. So definitely things to figure out, but I think we learned a lot today, and I think these are things I can fix by next week. So yeah, that'll be fun. But today's still gone pretty well, I think. It's fine whenever we're sitting places like right now, sitting here, it's fine. Signal's good. We're figuring it out, so that's good. But yeah, it does look pretty good. I'm looking at it right now. So, and obviously I just look good. I mean, let's be real, right? I'm just kidding. My ego's not that big, I promise. Well, yeah, I'm just looking at radar, y'all, and nothing is truly awe-inspiring right now. There's just these kind of clusters of storms around us. And just sitting here is kind of the play, I think. I'm not sure like going to any of these storms would really do us much more. Yeah, so y'all let me know if there's any storms nearby that you see on your end that you are. Yeah, I probably will need an inverter, Will. I thought about that. I just don't really want to pay for an inverter. So, also I don't entirely know if I know how to set that up anyway. But I didn't know how to set any of this up, and I figured that out, so. Yeah, an inverter probably will be the way to go. I'll need to look into which one is gonna be the best for me. Nomad Brad. I'll have to look into that. I'm in Elberton, Georgia right now, everybody. So we're in Elberton, having a blast. Had a lot of subscriber growth today, so I do appreciate that, y'all. That was kind of insane. We gained like 70, 60, 50, something like that. And again, we're not leaving yet. We're not done, but that is exciting. So yeah, I think those are really the only two big things. A mount for the Starlink on my roof, so it's not in the car and just like not doing anything, and then a way to power it as well would be the other thing. But we'll have to look into the monetary the monetary demand of that, because rent is going to have to get paid eventually. So yeah, I do appreciate the super chat we had earlier though. That was awesome. Let's see if I can go back and find the name. It was somewhere way up here. I don't know if it's going to load, but yeah, we had two super chats. Tiger Chick and Miss Colors, both. Appreciate both of you. Those were huge. Love that. Especially Tiger Chick, $30. Goes a long way in funding storm chasing and funding my fun summer here. So, do appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, so all these storms around us have special weather statements. The storm coming out of Tignal looks the best. Getting to it, I can almost guarantee I'm going to lose service, though. Now, the storm in Elberton is getting a little bit more rotation, kind of where we're looking. So let me bring you back the other way. Yeah, so you can see how the sun's starting to come out now, and we're starting to get to like the back side of this a little bit more. It's starting to rotate a little bit more back there on radar, so it's a little bit better. So we could drive back that way. It's starting to rain pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. Again, we might lose service. It's okay. It's all fun and games. We're testing things, so yeah, let's go that way though and give it a whirl. we'll do some behind the scenes work after today. But we are driving up to Bowman right now. There's a pretty nice looking storm near Danielsville. If we can just get like a look at it, I think that'd be pretty cool. So that's the next goal, just to get a look at it from the outside, if I can find somewhere that would be reasonable to do. So that is the current course of action. We're in Georgia, also, if I did not mention that. Georgia. Weird to me how like cell service works. I don't know, like Elberton had no service, but this random back road between Elberton and Bowman does. Also, there's a lot of ponding on the road, so I'm going to do a quick little middle of the road maneuver. It's okay, there are no oncoming cars, do not cancel me. Yeah, I don't know, I just work here, yo. I just work here. You can definitely see the nice puffy white cumulus out ahead. Places to pull off are hidden in the trees, and then all the open road, or like all the open views, have nowhere to pull off. Yeah, that's storm chasing anywhere in the southeast though. So besides maybe like Florida or coastal plain in North Carolina, some pretty good open views, but for the most part, it's just this. it's random, but it smells like flowers. Oh, y'all can see the storm right there. I mean, it's very low top little guy, you know. He is what he is. It's okay. Pulling off one of these places would probably be pretty beneficial, but I also don't want to pull into somebody's driveway because I have gotten yelled at for that before. Have absolutely. Okay. This looks like a church. Okay, let's pull off here. Guess we're gonna need to pull into this road. Across the railroad tracks. Look both ways. We're good. Actually, I don't know if you can pull into the church parking lot from this road. I kind of just assumed you could. Well, road is also a strong word for what this is. Alright, this'll work. This'll work. Alright, we're gonna pull into this little side bit. Alright, here's a storm, y'all. This is actually the storm that we were just under, but from the outside. Check that out. How about that for a view? Yeah, that'll work. And we got service right here. So, win-win. Yeah. If that's not worth a subscribe, I don't know what is. Alright, y'all, you're going to get to see me behind the scenes whenever I do my little Twitter videos. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is how it works. So, you're going to get to see me do it, but I'm going to stand out in front of you. So, yeah. The first step before I do this is to look at radar. Find out where I'm at, what I'm looking at. All right, here we go. And that is how it is done, ladies and gentlemen. That is how it is done. Take notes, take notes. Definitely hear the birds out. They're enjoying it. They're happy the storms are not over them right now, I'm sure. Well, at the very least, I'm happy we ended up with some structure today. That's always good. It was a day where we were not guaranteed structure, and we still got some structure, so we'll take it. We will take it. Kind of sandwiched between two confluence bands right now, with some stormy activity associated with them. What time we got? It's about 6:30 Eastern now, so. Wow. Sorry, I'm looking at one of these pictures and it got absolutely blown out. The highlights did, at least. Well, y'all, let me know what you thought of this. Obviously, I know the connection was here. I'll turn it back to me for a second. I think we all know what the cloud looks like. Let me know what you thought of this. Oops. I just turned the phone off. Oh, goodness gracious. Sorry, I turned the phone off. Let me know what you thought of this, right? Hopefully we're working now. I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. Obviously, the connection was spotty. I think I know how to fix that. So that is encouraging to me. I think we're one power inverter and a roof mount for ScudLink over here away from something pretty special. So yeah, but again, let me know what you thought of the idea at least, and if when it was working it was good, and all that sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna read the chat here for a second. We'll talk a little, and then honestly we'll probably call it a day, because I think we tested pretty good and learned a lot. So yeah, let me know in the chat what you thought of today. I'll read some of them, and we'll go from there. I am going to take a quick picture of this little setup we got going on here, and all right. Do a quick little Twitter post. Okay. Also, I do want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Storm chasing is not the only thing we do. We do forecasts every day when I'm in studio. Obviously, right now I'm about 200 miles from studio, so that makes it a little more difficult. But we got one out this morning, though, so it's been an eventful day, that's for sure. I might actually head home for the night, upstate South Carolina home, instead of driving all the way back to Charlotte, and call this a trip. But I thought this was great. I had a ton of fun. So looks like chat went a little quiet on me, so that's okay. We'll give it about just a couple more minutes and then probably call it a fun little day. But yeah, actually, let's get out of the car real quick and let's admire this storm. How about that? I got nothing better to do. Let me give you a little science lesson, right? So this is the main storm. This is what we were under back in Elberton. It's hard to see this way, but there's a whole line of storms that way that is trailing this one. So it's basically just updraft, 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 all the way down. And that's making these not super tornadic today just because it's kind of all blending together. But if this were a little more discreet, and that one is kind of discreet, it kind of doesn't really start lining up till behind it. Yeah, so nice, beautiful storm. What a good one. Always love a good storm cloud. We're also surrounded by storms. Over here is another one as well. So one primary updraft, another primary updraft, another primary updraft, and then just boom, 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 lined up all the way down. So you can kind of see how it's in a linear mode right now. So we'll see, y'all, but I'm excited. I'm gonna fix this setup a little bit more, sink a little bit more money into it, and then I think we're gonna drive far away and hopefully see some good tornadoes. A little tornado starved, so that's basically what's up with me. But yeah, so with that said, let me see if there were any chats. It was pretty cool. I had some attention to Northeast Georgia. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all watching and joining in. It means the world to me. And I'll be back tomorrow with a forecast video. Order a couple things.